In 2013, about a month before I left Afghanistan, there was a rocket attack. 3 rockets blew up behind me on the opposite side of the wall that I was standing on. And as a result, I ended up with a brain injury. And to make a long story short, I couldn't get any help from the VA. My doctors in Asheville agreed that I had a brain injury, but they didn't have the resources to help me. So I started the long dramatic process of trying to go through, it's called the Veterans Choice Program. And they couldn't help me either. So my case manager, I think she's the one that called you guys, told me about you. I think that was October 2015. Mm-hmm. So was it 2.5 years after rocket attack is when I finally started getting help that I needed. The day after the rocket attack, I started experiencing headaches. I didn't think anything of it. This was, I think, my 3rd rocket attack. I'd been in Afghanistan 6 months. So I figured, of course, you have a headache. You're stressed out, you're angry, you're malnourished, you're out of shape. You're supposed to have a headache. When I got back to the States, it didn't go away. It got worse. I started the process of trying to get help from the Marine Corps before I got out. And then somebody told me that I was sensitive to light, which I didn't actually realize until I walked into someone's office. It was cloudy outside, it was raining, and the office was completely dark. And I had a migraine, and I still had my sunglasses on. Mm-hmm. And then I started experiencing memory loss. And I became extremely agitated. I was losing sleep. I became impatient, extremely impatient. Simple things like trying to figure out which grocery store to go to, or whether to turn left or right at the intersection, were almost impossible decisions to make, especially when I was in so much pain. My eyeballs felt like they're on fire. My head was pounding daily, all the time, nonstop. When I got out, I moved here, I pretty much had no choice but to lock myself into my apartment. The VA made themselves clear that they weren't going to help me. And then my memory loss became worse. I started to realize that I forgot people I'd met. I forgot names of friends I'd known forever. Concentration was almost impossible. It took me 2 years to read American Sniper, which isn't that very big of a book. But I'd sit down and I'd read, and I'd find myself reading the same page over and over and over again for 30 minutes. And I'd just put it down and go, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that page. When the VA finally acknowledged that, yes, you have a brain injury, I asked for biofeedback, except I didn't know what it was called. The one treatment I got in the Marine Corps was biofeedback, and it was amazing. But I only got it once, and it only helped for a day or 2. So when the VA said we don't have the equipment to do this, we don't have anything to do with this, my case manager said, okay, I'll figure something out. And she called me back later and she goes, I think we got this biofeedback thing. And I said, let's go for it, because this is my one and only chance of healing at this point. This is 2 years down the road, and I don't think I'm getting any better. I'm not as sensitive to light. I have 2 or 3 migraines a week, but they're nowhere near as bad as they were before. It's not as intense, it's not as painful. My concentration's a lot better. My memory is a lot better. I could read something for school and actually remember what I just read, which is amazing. Just in the last, I'd say 6 months, my memory has increased a lot. I'm sleeping usually about 7 or 8 hours a night now. When I realized that I wasn't going to get any help from the VA and things were getting worse, I dropped out of school. I took 6 months off just to try to figure things out for myself. Like, how am I going to heal? I'm on my own now. This is my very own battle. Nobody else is going to help me with this. And I took 6 months just to try to figure things out for myself. So September turned into December. I had some issues with math. I'm finally graduating in May. May 13th, I'm graduating. After I started getting treatment here, and you started helping me, I noticed that I lost my sense of smell. I didn't know that before. I didn't realize I didn't have a sense of smell. About 9 months ago, I walked by a woman, and I smelled her perfume for the first time in years. And that is something that every man takes for granted. And it blew me. I didn't know what it was at first. It just completely blew me away. And then about a week later, I was downtown, and there's a tea shop somewhere downtown. And I've walked by the same tea shop 1,000 times. And the smell of all the tea completely blew. I had to stop and go inside because the smell of tea was amazing. A few years ago, I used to work at a car dealership. And I would hop up in a car, and especially a big truck or a van, and I would always slam my foot into the door, or I'd always trip over my left foot walking over a curb or something. And I never knew why. I thought I was just being a klutz. I thought it was just me. And coming here, you pointed out that I had lost some of the feeling on my left side. And that was like, oh, well, that's why I'm slamming my foot in the door. That makes sense now. I used to be ambidextrous. Obviously, I lost that. But I no longer slam my foot in the door, and I no longer trip over my left foot. And I think I could feel my left foot now, so. I started getting my life back. Before, I didn't think I was going to be able to accomplish the things I wanted in life, to follow my dreams, to achieve my goals. Now I'm realizing now that I'll be able to do that. That's the only way I could describe it, is that I finally have my life back. Definitely to go for it. I got nothing from the VA. I got a lot of heartache, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and this was the first time, I can't say the first, one of the first times that someone actually believed me and actually knew what I was talking about and didn't just blow me off. And this was, I feel like this was like my last chance to get help. I would tell them to donate money, to go for it. We have put so much of ourselves to help our own country, our own society, and we come back and we do the right thing and ask for help from the VA, and we get turned away. And that, unfortunately, leads to suicide, or leads to someone falling into a rabbit hole and going into drug addiction, or alcohol addiction, or sometimes they end up in jail. Programs like these is what helps local vets. It helped me. It's helped other people, and it's going to continue helping other people so we could go out and live the rest of our lives like normal citizens and actually achieve our goals.